Rogue Sun, issue number 28 from Image Comics. So, this issue starts exactly where the last one ended, where Noxious is making his escape, and Aurie and Dylan are struggling with the elevator. So, I thought this was kind of interesting where we see Marcus, and he's watching as Noxious is making his escape, and he basically blames this on Dylan. He said, "There he goes, Noxious. Only a matter of time before Dylan calls him obnoxious or something similarly obvious. Once again, outmaneuvered by a dollar store bad guy." And the thing is, this isn't Dylan's fault. This is all on Aurie. Aurie's the one that screwed this up. In the last issue, Dylan and Aurie were going after Noxious. Noxious takes his hostage, throws her in the elevator, and cuts the wire so the elevator starts falling. Aurie goes to save the hostage while Dylan is fighting Noxious and beating him up. Like he's winning this fight. And Aurie basically begs Dylan for help because she can't do this on her own. And rather than doing the smart thing of rather than trying to keep the elevator shaft up and just instead flying through the hole in this elevator, grabbing the hostage and flying out, instead she's trying to keep it up, but she can't do it on her own because she's not strong enough, so she needs Dylan's help. But Marcus is over here basically saying that this is Dylan's fault, that Dylan got outmaneuvered by a dollar store bad guy. I'm just like, no, this is all Aurie's fault. We even cut back to Dylan and Aurie where Dylan is trying to hold up the shaft and he's like, "Come on, hurry up, like do something, Aurie, like use the walls. We gotta slow the skid and jam it up." And Aurie's like, "No, use your flight. We can ease it down." And even Caleb is like, "Aurie, stop arguing with Dylan and listen. Like, forget about the elevator. That's not the important thing. The important thing is to save the victim." So she makes Dylan hold the elevator up while she breaks a hole in the roof so that she can go inside and save the victim. And even then, she needs Caleb's help because she can't see anything because apparently this is too much smoke, even though it's not really a lot and you can clearly see the body. But she needs Caleb to guide her to the victim so that she can grab the victim and pull her out. And then Dylan just drops the elevator once that's done. So again, it's just one of those things where it's like, why is it that Aurie screws up and then Dylan gets the blame? I don't know, that just kind of bothered me. But we see Noxious and he goes back to his hideout where he gets confronted by another one of Morningstar's henchmen who says that, you screwed up. You were supposed to take them out. You had the chance to take out 2 Rogue Suns and you didn't do it. Lucky for you, we're going to give you another chance. And so he gets given another of Morningstar's like insects that Noxious ends up eating to make him more stronger. We cut to the rooftop where Dylan and Aurie are discussing what just happened. Mostly they're talking about the victim. She's alive. She's in a coma. Like 60% of her body is burnt. Aurie's like, "We let Noxious get away. Even if she does survive, it's not like she's any safer." And I just kind of want to say, like, I want Dylan to just be like, "No, you let him get away. You said that you could save the victim on your own, and then you needed me to bail you out when I had him down for the count. Like, this is all on you." But no, Dylan doesn't do that. He's a better man than I am, because I would have totally thrown this back in Aurie's face. But Marcus shows up and says that he's been watching Caleb. Because of maybe the way that the sunstone works, Dylan isn't able to see Caleb. He's only able to see Marcus. And Aurie isn't able to see Marcus. She's only able to see Caleb. But Marcus can see Caleb. And he says that I saw how he was trying to manipulate her. So there's only one thing I can do. I'm going to go save my daughter. And I'm going to be cutting some pages. We see Dylan and Aurie at Noxious' old house where there's a mask that allows them to see the past. It shows glimpses of the way things used to be, which is just super convenient. What are the chances that Aurie would have a mask that would allow Dylan to see glimpses of the past of the person that they're going after? And why would you even show Dylan that? But the past is that Noxious was just a regular dude whose wife had some kind of bone cancer. There was nothing that they could do for her. But there was an experimental treatment that could have possibly helped her. It is still in the experimental phase. But the company that the victims that Noxious was going after in the previous issue, basically they're the ones that said that they couldn't authorize the procedure. And so because of that, Noxious's wife dies. And then after that, his daughter also ended up getting the bone cancer as a teenager. And we see that she dies as well. And so Noxious is left by himself. Like his wife dies, his daughter dies, and both of them could have maybe possibly have been saved if they had gotten the procedure. And so Dylan sees all this and he's just like, well, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care about all this. I'm not going to help you go after this guy. If that were done to me, like if that happened to my family, my kid, my mom, I'd melt their faces off too. And Aurie is like, Dylan, he's murdering innocent people. We can't just decide who we protect and who we don't. Dylan's like, all I know is a father watched his family die. So if you want to fight for the greedy billionaires, knock yourself out. Are you sure that you're the good guy in the story? I was like, all right, this is interesting. Where we have a hero confronted with this, like, are you going to go after the villain even if they have a sympathetic backstory? Usually the superhero will try to talk down the villain, try to get them to see their ways, and if not, then they'll, like, you know, still beat them, throw them in jail. Usually they try not to kill the victim, or I should say the villain. But here we just have Dylan straight up say, nah, you know what? Whatever, I don't care. Let them deal with it. And I don't know. I can kind of understand this. Because, I mean, if I was in that guy's shoes, and I had a wife and a daughter who died from bone cancer, and they could have survived if the procedure had been approved, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be too sad about seeing the people who shut down the approval get their comeuppance. It's just weird to see Dylan being all for, you know, letting the guy do whatever. I don't know. It just kind of feels like, what are we doing with Dylan at this point? Like, what is his character? We spent most of this series with him struggling to be a hero because, you know, he's narcissistic or he's stubborn. He doesn't want to listen to his dad, whatever. And he just kind of goes by the seat of his pants. And sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses. And he's just kind of struggling through all this. And now we literally have him be like, you know what? I don't care. Let the people die. Let the bad guy win. Whatever. They deserve it. I don't know. It's an interesting direction. I'm not sure if I really like it. So yeah, we get that. Obviously, I think Dylan is going to end up having to change his mind because, well, let's just say that one of the people that Noxious is going to be targeting, it's someone that's kind of close to Dylan. And I'll leave it at that. I won't spoil everything. Yeah, this was weird and interesting. I would say that overall, I like the story. Like, I like the idea. I just don't necessarily care for some of the execution. At first, like, again, in the beginning, we have Marcus blaming Dylan for screwing up. And then we have Dylan kind of taking some of the blame along with Aurie, when you could pretty much throw it all on Aurie. This is one of those things where, is it just Marcus being Marcus? Or is it the writer trying to make it seem like it was actually both their faults, but screwing up? I forget what the trope is called, but there's the trope where the writer is trying to paint something a certain way, but everyone else is like seeing it in the opposite way. It's kind of like when people try to paint Midwestern Americans as like the certain way, but then everyone ends up liking them and they're like, oh yeah, you were trying to make fun of me, but you made me look so cool that I couldn't help but enjoy it. So it's one of those where it's like, is the writer trying to make it seem like it is both their faults for what happened and that, you know, they both kind of failed? Because if so, he should have done a better job of portraying that, because it just kind of seemed like Aurie failed and Dylan had to pretty much pick up her slack. We have that. Then there's the fact with the contraption, the mask. Why does Aurie have this mask? Where does she get this mask? I'm assuming she got it from the warden, but why would the warden give it to her? Or maybe Caleb is the one that told her about it. But again, why would she take the mask? She already assumedly put it on, so, you know, she already knows about Noxious's past. Why would she give the mask to Dylan so that he can see the past as well? It almost looks like Aurie is trying to set up Dylan so that he would fail. I know that's not what's happening, but it just seems really weird. Like, none of her actions really make sense. And I guess you could say that it's because of Caleb, you know, but still, some of this just, I don't know what to think. And also Dylan's just kind of, I don't want to say it's a 180 attitude, but it does seem kind of weird that he would just suddenly be like, yeah, I'm okay with him killing people now. I don't care anymore. Let him do what he's got to do. So some of that kind of stuff. It's like, I like what you're trying to do. It's just some of the execution didn't really sit with me. Maybe if it was done a different way, I'd appreciate it more. But yeah, it wasn't terrible. It was okay. So there's Rogue's Son, issue number 28 from Image Comics. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.